I seen that pose, man. You like
Uh-huh.
get ready.
Hey, I found
Hey,
my
your connection is so much better now.
yep, I've got to an area with good Wi-Fi in the house, and I found my like clip thing that goes on the phone, so I was able to actually like keep it steady. Now I can have my hands free and all that good stuff.
Okay. All right. Yeah, it's so much better now. So let me ask you, for your YouTube, how long have you been doing your pushing your YouTube channel? How long has that been running for?
I started it in 2015.
Okay.
I had a couple websites first because I was trying to
Okay.
do more like a blog, and then I
Okay.
started the YouTube channel in 2015. But I think it wasn't. It may have even been earlier. It may have been like 2013, but I didn't really put any content till like 2015, and then it was real basic content, and then now it is to where it is today. But yeah, I think in like towards the end of 2015 and beginning of 2000.
Hold on. You're breaking up a little bit.
Here, move it maybe a little more towards the router. Is that better? Did that do anything?
The picture's not as clear as it
Uh,
was,
no.
and it's kind of breaking up a little bit.
Uh, well, shit. Hmm. What about
Yeah.
now?
Let's see.
Better?
Let me ask you: do you have your? I think is your Bluetooth on your phone? The Bluetooth?
Bluetooth?
Yeah.
Yeah. Should I turn it off?
Somebody said, yeah, turn off the Bluetooth, and somebody said, the boxes are blocking your connection. They said all those boxes back there are blocking your connection.
Is that better? Better?
Did you turn off the Bluetooth?
Hmm. Uh, this is better?
Try to jump off and jump
Uh,
back in. Let's try that. Because it looks like on your end, it's
yeah,
still
okay,
like
yeah, here, I'll
loading.
jump.
Having little technical difficulties, y'all. You said, how do we have a room full of all those sneakers? Man, this has just been a collection. This is not even nothing right here. Like, I got, if you look at my room, I got boxes upon boxes and boxes. I still got to get everything organized. I haven't had a chance to get everything organized yet. That's going to be happening real soon. But I'll be getting this all organized, and it's going to be even better. How you doing? Who's that? Herculides? What's going on? All right, we got Verse back. Let's go ahead and get Tony back on here. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Appreciate y'all patience.
Better?
All right, much better. Much
Okay.
better.
I took it off the Wi-Fi, and the Wi-Fi was like sucking for some reason.
Sometimes that helps too. When you jump off the Wi-Fi, sometimes that helps too. Cause yeah, this is excellent now. Yeah, yeah, much better. And then, so how have you been able to grow your channel? Like, what have you been able to do to keep it consistently with people coming in and tuning to what you're doing? How have you been able to grow it since you said 2015? Like,
Yeah.
what's been your secret to keep it growing and just to keep that consistency going?
Well, part of it is learning like what to like to listen to like the people that watch your channel that genuinely seem to like it, but to like listen to it and but also to know like what to consider and then what not to consider because like you know, it's sort of like, you know how if you're reading like through, for example, like reviews on a restaurant or something like that,
Right.
you know, to kind of take it with a grain of salt, because like you can get an impression if the person that's leaving the review is the kind of person that would be mad because it was two ice cubes in the water instead of three, you know,
Right.
and so like, and so
Right.
you
Right.
got it's kind of like, you know, and plus, well, anyway, so listening a little bit, and then also just trying to like always trying to ask like within my style and my means and like creativity level, like how can I constantly try to make a little bit better of like a video, you
Okay.
know, and bring a little bit more like especially recently, but just try to bring a little bit more of myself into it. And I think if
Right.
you watch my videos chronologically, you'll see like the different like phases of life I was in, like how I used to talk in the camera and like how I just like, you know, changed and evolved as time went on.
Right.
So
Right.
so yeah, it's been like trying to do stuff myself and work on myself. And I guess it sounds cheesy, but like I guess in a way that's what it is. Like in addition to try to make the channel better. So yeah, and then also just bringing a lot of different like I think if you have a sort of more random interest in sneakers, like you like random all different random types of kicks,
Right.
type of brain like me, then we would identify more than if you were maybe just like I can vibe with like guys that only collect dunks or that you know gals that only collect Jordans or whatever you want to say, but like
Right.
they um you know like that's like one conversation, but then the type that's just like you know that's just all that just wants to see a large variety of different kicks popping.
Right.
I think that's you know it's a different type. So if you're that type, then like I think you would be more into like maybe some of the stuff that I have because there's a lot more random stuff on there.
Yeah, because I've seen your reviews. You've done everything from Nike, and then all different type of models of Nike. You do Puma. You do. I've seen like you said, Saucony, Asics. Like you have a. It's very versatile. Like your whole
Uh-huh.
channel is like very versatile.
Uh-huh. Yeah, totally. I mean, and you know, like over the years, like people always ask me how many sneakers I have. It's like I don't still have every single sneaker. The
Right.
only way to afford more sneakers, if you've been doing this for a while and you don't like to sell, is to eventually, and also to free up space. Frankly, I mean, you've seen like back here, I'm almost to capacity, but like last year, I freed up like a bunch of space, and
Okay.
and since I tend to buy in waves, and when I like something, I will just buy all of that, you know. So it's like, so it's been a constant. It's just like a constant flow of sneakers. I forgot how we started that.
Yeah. So is that what you do? Like in order to get other sneakers, you sell sneakers and then buy other sneakers, whatever.
Yeah, yeah, probably. I mean, that's the old school way of doing it.
Yeah.
And when it was the forums, right? Hey, what's up, guys? That just came in. Thanks for all the comments. When you if you started in like the forums, like a big part of that would be like the buy sell trade forums, and
Right.
so a lot of the whole thing was like doing these trades and deals and stuff, and so a lot of us got our like early collections. If you were doing it at that time in that era of like sneaker collecting, you would get stuff then that way.
Right.
So it was a different way of being than like how it is now. So
Right.
like
Right.
now it's just a different style of buying that you got to be into. So especially if you're into the aftermarket stuff, which like for me, like I never say never, but like I've kind of hit a point where that's kind of like faded away from me from like trying to buy stuff on resale sites or pre-worn stuff, you know, like I've kind of backed off of that and just
Okay.
there's just so much money to be spent on new sneakers that no one's worn that are still tight, you know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
So
Right. Right. Right.
and I mean at this point I'm looking for like new versions of my favorite kicks are like the tight thing. So like a fresh new like Dunk or Air Max 90 or Jordan 1 colorway, I'm like all over it, you know, like at the
Okay.
end of the day for certain sneakers, I'm a simple man. You know, you put the right colorway in front of me, I will want to buy it.
Right.
But I think we're all like that for the ones we really like. But yeah, but at the same time, like switching it up has kept it super interesting because I could
Right.
have
Right.
something with a fat air bubble one day, and then the next day have something with a puffy tongue on the front, and then the next day have like a big tall high top and be looking straight
Right.
out of the 80s, and then the next day, you know, it's just like whatever. There's just more options. That's why being a
Right.
sneakerhead, it's like or a sneaker fan collector, whatever you want to say. Like it's like the best. It's always the best time ever because there's just more and more tools. I
Right.
mean, it's rough with the resale now. It's crazy on certain
Yeah,
sneakers, but
resale's crazy
at the
now,
same
man.
time, uh, at the to look for, there's. I mean, you don't always have to be like in that playing in that sandbox all the time. You could go outside the box, and I think a lot of the sleeper hits are found like to the left and right and exterior of the box. So
Right. So you don't resell sneakers to make your money. You resell to buy other sneakers.
basically,
Right.
basically
So
because
what
yeah.
do you not grow an attachment to the sneakers though? Like,
Oh,
or there's
I
certain
mean,
ones
it's
you
like
know,
selling
okay,
your.
I'm gonna sell this. Like how does that work? You don't build like a sentimental attachment to a sneaker, then you're gonna sell it? Because I started building sentimental attachments, man.
Well, I mean, look,
It's
some
hard for me,
sneakers will
man.
never leave the collection. Some
Right.
sneakers will never leave the collection. There's some sneakers I barely got nostalgia attached, and so that's definitely the hoard pile. Is like the pile. A lot of the older SBs are like that. Like I'll bust them out to wear them like for a day, but they don't really come in rotation because it's just like just having that sneaker like, and it's like attached to some memory how I got it or some bygone era of collecting
Right.
time that I miss or whatever it is. So there is that. But also, it's the sneakerhead logic, man. Like your way to
Right,
talk
right, right,
yourself
right.
almost out of a sneaker. You're like, am I really even wearing these? Or like, you know what? I'm not gonna wear bulky sneakers anymore. And then so I just go on this huge phase of like you dumping all the bricks, and I mean bricks as in like brick, literal like foot bricks. And then
Right.
or I'm like, I'm sick of runners. I don't want to wear runners anymore. And then it's like, okay, my whole brain just goes a different way. And it's just like, I know that's how I'm crazy, but like, I think some people are kind of the way I am, and then some maybe more. It's a complete
No,
lack
I
of
feel you.
focus.
Yeah, I feel you. Because I don't know, I'm back on my Chuck Taylors right now. Like I'm back on Chucks now. Like I don't know what it is, and there's like all the collab Chucks that are dropping. I'm like, all right, I gotta get that, gotta get that. So we do go through these
I
certain
always,
waves.
yeah,
Yeah, so
totally.
we do go through these certain waves, man. As a sneaker, you go through these certain waves. And then I've
Exactly.
been seeing you've been rocking a lot of the Air Jordan 1 lows. Is that the wave that you're on right now? Is the Air Jordan 1 lows?
It's just, yeah, it has been actually. I mean, I can't lie. Like, what it was triggered by I saw this picture. Isn't that just how it goes? It was like one picture on Instagram that I saw of
Right.
somebody that had like the cyber lows, and then all of a sudden I'm just looking at lows, and then so of course hashtag J1 lows, and then pictures, and it's like, oh damn, and like and then
Right,
I'm
right,
like, well,
right.
let me see, let me see what they got over here at like finishline.com. Then I go and I'm like, well, they got like about 10 colorways, so let's take your pick. So it's just like, okay, so
Right,
it
right,
looked all
right.
pretty fire. Then what happened is one of the lows I got turned out it was like, look, it seemed to be in some sort of a pack, so you know how that goes. So it's like, okay, and you're getting three now. So all
You're right.
three,
You're gonna
and
get the whole
then
pack.
uh, and and then I may have. I mean, like the final pair of one lows I got was like the one. I should probably switch like focus now, but like I definitely did buy like uh like six pairs of Air Jordan 1 lows over the course of like some weeks.
Right.
But you guys are just seeing all the reviews now that watch my channel because a lot of them just all kind of came in at once. You know what I'm saying? So I went like weeks without a pickup and like trying to stretch out the other kicks I had for like videos, and then bam, all of a
Right,
sudden
right.
hella Jordan 1 starts showing up on the doorstep. So it's been a couple of good days recently.
You know, and it's funny that you say that, how you stretch your sneakers out for reviews, because even when I do my reviews, I kind of do the same thing. Do you do the same thing? You kind of plan which ones you're going to review on this week and this week? Or do you kind of have more of like spur of the moment? I see this, I want to go ahead and review that.
A little from column A, a little from column B. Like I try, there's not
Okay.
infinite funds out sneaker I like, so it's one of those things where like if I could buy every sneaker I like, I probably would have a new sneaker to review every day. But
Right.
because I mean, there's plenty where I'm just like, oh, I like them, but like really review it. Another Air Max 90 colorway, sure, why not? I already did like however many, but I'm pretty review focused on the, so I think that's kind of what it is with like constantly wanting to like pick up
Okay.
stuff and like I found that I really only like releasing the reviews. Like I used to do a lot more like rambles and rants, and it was like actually I just kind of started incorporating those into the review like towards the end, like I was talking about earlier. So that's kind of like 90% likely it's going to be a review of one or more sneakers. But
Okay.
but other than that, like I don't know. Yeah, I do kind of plan it like in a way. Like I try not to do too many of one type of sneaker in a row. So it went like Jordan, Air Max 95, Jordan,
Okay.
maybe a dunk coming soon, then another Air
Okay.
Max 95. So I already know what my next few reviews are going to be, and I know like sort of like topically what they're going to be about besides like the review, because I
Okay.
feel like with the
Okay.
one with the pack, there's a storyline going now because I already did 2 reviews, and so there's the third one now about
Right.
to come to complete the pack. So if you followed along, then
Yeah, cause
it's like okay, you experience the completion with.
right, cause I had to do the same thing today. There's a Converse Breaking the Barriers pack that I've been reviewing, and it's like celebrating like the first African Americans that joined the NBA, and I did 2 of them 2 Thursdays in a row. And this Thursday I had to break it up. Like, all right, I know people expected me to do that one again, but let's change it up on them. So when they come back with this Thursday, like, oh shit, it's a whole different one. Okay, because like you
Yeah,
said, sometimes you gotta play with your followers' minds and everything too. Like kind of change it up, like to keep them, interested, and engaged into what you're doing. So
I just don't want. I think at the same time also, it's like you don't want people, at least for me, I don't want people personally to think channel is just like it's just a dunk channel and that's it. Like I don't want it to be like that.
right,
It could feature a lot of dunks or whatever, but I don't want it to be like
right,
it's just where it's just the dunks. That's it. Like because
exactly,
then it's like
exactly,
pretty no. It sounds boring even saying it. You know what I mean?
right. And let me ask you something now. I wanted to ask you what has helped the other things. You got 2 things going on. You're a sneaker collector, YouTuber, and then you're an artist. Now, has your YouTube channel helped your music, or has your music helped your YouTube? Or do they both play hand in hand?
It depends on like what element. Like in terms of like fame, they haven't really like. There's been not that much bleed. There's been a couple, there's a couple isolated incidents where like people stumble onto the music. I used to push the music like a lot harder, but I found I got like the opposite result when I was always like sell the music super hard and try to like get people to click my like SoundCloud link and all that stuff. Like it just seemed to like people like in
Right,
on Facebook by like just rappers and stuff. And a
right.
lot of other rappers would do it, and it's like if I'm their friend, I would support it, but like at the same time, like it's like not what I was really trying to be doing on Facebook. But
Okay,
with that said, then trying to be self-aware of that, kind of like okay, up in people's face, like flambeau music, and some guys like are artists like are like better probably musicians than me. They're like better at that, like the self promo behind it, but what I have noticed though is that people like with my little freestyles I'll occasionally post on Instagram and stuff. Like I feel like people have like gradually will watch it a little bit more. And you know what it
okay,
is that like I rap about what I know. So you'll find like little sneaker references all in the raps. I try to want it to be
okay.
like, super corny or anything, but like because I've heard
Right, right. So I'm losing you. I can't even hear you,
Okay,
Tony.
my shit totally went.
There. I hear you
Did it
now.
go?
I hear you. I hear you now.
God damn it. And I was just ramping up too.
Yeah, I hear you now.
Damn
I
it.
hear
All
you.
right, here. Okay. My shit. It's like, I think it's because I'm
Yeah, I
on
think it's
this
like a
like
delay
stupid
now.
Verizon. And like,
Yeah, it's like a delay
oh
now.
God, it's so annoying. Anyway, well, okay. Should we keep going like this, or should I try to like exit out and come back real quick?
Just keep going and let's see how
Oh,
it goes.
sorry, everyone, if this is annoying, but anyway, so basically, what was I saying? So I'll try not to be like super overt with the sneaker raps, but I toss references in. You know, now like I think if you're a sneakerhead that's like what likes my photos, then when you hear that in the raps, then you'll understand I'm talking like directly to like those people that's like for y'all to
Okay.
like find like little gems of. So like in a way I feel like it does play a little bit. And then of course I have my own beats for all my videos, so I never
Right.
need to get beats from anyone, and I have a big storage of just unbeats that we never used for a song. It's a lot easier to get a beat than an entire needs a beat. So
Right.
you know, I have a lot of beats that are like in various stages of use, but end
Okay.
up in the background of the and
Okay.
I'm like every like few videos, those will be like the beats that I've recently made, like the last like 5 or 10 videos.
Right.
So good TDC music is it's layered underneath everything really low, and you know, so it's always in the background. So there is aspects that like overlap, I guess. You know, if
Okay.
you got skills, you know how to make a beat, you might as well use that to your advantage in a video, right? Why wouldn't you?
Exactly. All right. So what was your? Do you remember the first sneaker that you ever got? Not this say whether it was a parent or somebody got it for you. Do you remember the very first sneaker that you ever got?
Yeah, when I was a kid, I didn't like when I was like in grade school, I could only wear Vans and like the Authentics, and I could or whatever was cheap. My dad would go to Payless, and so I would get like J900s or Pro Wings, and I used to have to wear those. And then
Okay.
all the kids around me always would have like there was schools that had like Jordans and stuff when I was in third grade and all this, but like in eighth, I mean, pretty much everyone except for me for a long time. And then but I can't remember then what my first sneaker was, but it was probably some super low budget sneaker that I had when I was a kid. I didn't really
Okay.
collect until 2008. And then the first shoe that I would say is like a
Okay.
collector shoe were the Newcastle SB Dunks.
Oh wow. Okay. The new cat is that the first sneaker that you actually went and purchased your own with your own money?
No, I always had to buy shoes with my own money before, but I wasn't into shoes until then. So
Right.
like there's like a whole backstory behind it, but basically, um, uh, I most of the shoes I you know as an adult would buy my own shoes, but I just wouldn't be into like stuff like that. So
Right. Right.
um,
Right.
it was just like it was. That's why I say like the Newcastle was my first like collector shoe. It was the first like shoe
Okay.
that I liked in that way.
Is that the sneaker that made you fall in love with sneakers? Like those Newcastle SBs? Is that what made you like started the whole craze now and would say officially made you a sneakerhead was that sneaker? That was that the first one?
Because I discovered those. Yeah, because I did those on nsb.org.
Okay.
And I had like because I gotten interested in sneakers a bit, and I used to collect comics and baseball cards when I was a kid, so I had some idea about collectibles, and so um I still have like 6 or 7 of those comic book boxes, by the way, like the long white boxes with like bagged and boarded like comics from the night. But
Okay.
they're all in the garage. But I so crazy and like look it up on the internet, and I found nsb.org and found Newcastle, and that everyone thought that. I mean, people forget like Newcastles were kind of like not there, seemed kind of slept on to me actually when they actually released. But the
Okay.
thing is, Santa Cruz, there used to be like 2 or 3 skate shops that sold Nike SB like within a small vicinity, and so I had them. And then from there, it's just like it was just like the gateway drug to like go online and being like, I have Newcastles, and then it's like and seeing that, well, okay, now there's like a history to this. So if you're a collector, then you know like there's going to be certain ones that are like you tighter than others in the collecting sphere, and then so it's like, okay, well, damn, I need to start looking into some of these silvers. Okay, pink bars, what's that? And then so you learn all these things, and then as you learn about
Right,
it, it's
right,
like,
right, right, right.
for me, it just got more and more excited to like. It's like learn. It's like when you like a good like a, I don't know, whatever your thing is, Game of Thrones, Tolkien, whatever. But then you find out that there's like mythology and lore within that story, and then so when you start learning about that, it's like for me that I'm always interested in that type of stuff. So like when I find out about that about SBs, then it's like was like a whole nother world of it's like it made sneakers be another level up from just like any other random thing that I could have been interested in.
Right, exactly. I feel you. So what attracts you more to a sneaker? Is it the colorway or the story behind that sneaker? Like what attracts you more?
Any number of things, man. Like it could be a combination. It could be either of those things. It could be both. It could that I liked how it's like a lot of times I try to picture me rocking the sneaker, and then a lot of times it's a sneaker I'm already from, like a fire colorway. In that case, is like what persuades me, or it's there's some sort of nostalgic hit. Now that I've been collecting sneakers for like 12 years, it's like now that's about enough time for me to now have nostalgia about things that happened a decade ago. And so it's
Right.
like over 2 years ago I had these, and then it's like, yeah, okay, you know what I mean? So when they retro them again now, they're like, damn, they're actually retroing a shoe that I had, a previous version of. So now for me, it's a true retro, and
That's a
now it's like
crazy feeling, man.
it brings back. It's like, whoa, I remember being on like
Memories,
Soul
right.
Collector or Nike Talk or NSB.org talking about this shoe back then,
Yeah,
or
what's
like
called
trying to
just
get
mention
it.
that
So
too. What's
yeah,
called just
or if it
mention
was a
that.
shoe, yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yo, what's his name? What's that? S. Chris just mentioned the nsb.org and Nike Talk. Yeah, he just talked.
Yeah, I mean, any of those forums, that was the way to communicate before it went. I remember it went kind of like, I mean, there was like MySpace, I think, but like I didn't really hear stuff on there. But then like
Yeah, me too. I don't remember doing sneaker stuff on MySpace.
that was
Yeah.
more like that was all making like that was like about making like a flashy profile page. All that was about, like
Right,
trying to mass
and then if
friends.
you were
That's like,
into music,
yeah,
using
there's
it to
rap.
push your music, try to
Yeah,
find some females on there,
yeah, doing
try to
oh
pick up
shit,
some
yeah,
ladies on there. That's all
yeah,
I remember
that
MySpace
was
for. I don't
cool. Oh,
remember any sneaker stuff
yeah,
going on.
yeah.
And then it kind of went to
Then when I went to
blogs.
Facebook,
From there, it kind of evolved to like blogs, and then social media came. Do you ever think we can ever go back to a time when they're back to forums again, or you think social media is just it now to get your sneaker information?
there might be a few low key around here or there that has like a few knowledgeable folk in it, but for the most part, it's I mean, any sneaker that's like super high, all you need is like Twitter, and if you follow this, sneakers on Twitter, you're gonna learn about all the shoes like right away. Or on
Right,
Instagram
right,
too, if you have like mostly mess with sneakerheads on Instagram, you're gonna see it pretty quickly when a new
right.
shoe's been out.
Exactly,
So,
exactly.
it doesn't take a lot to be plugged in, especially if you're really interested, because that just means you're like I was be on social media, like I use it a lot to like look at sneaker related things, like a lot of my time is spent like looking, just like obsessing and looking at different things, and then acting like I'm too cool to obsess and look at things, but still doing it anyway for like, or have the TV on in the background and just be like scrolling through like Foot Locker. So like all that type of stuff, I
Exactly.
think kind of like why it's tough to go back. The social media, it's like you have notifications, you have instant
It's
response,
instant. Yeah, it's like instant. Yeah.
communications faster. And versus the forums, it was like maybe you could have like email notifications turned on, and then you could get, and then like I found like uh well, I guess aggressiveness hasn't gone down. In the forums, it used to be like the wild west, you know what I'm saying? But then like in
Right.
social media, there's like they'll ban you off the platform if you do too much. So it's like it's a little different scenario about how people can interact.
Exactly.
So there it's a little different. I don't know that we would go back when we have a more efficient way of doing it now, but I do miss
Right.
the forums. I miss having like legit buy and sell and trade instead of like janky marketplace type shit.
Exactly. So let me ask you, what is your favorite brand?
It's probably yeah, probably Nike is the favorite.
Nike. Okay.
Yeah.
And what's give me your top five. Will you list them in order, or do they interchange depending on how you feel?
Sneakers or brands?
I'm brands first. Brands. Your top five
Brands.
brands. Or
Uh, all of them can rotate depending on how I'm feeling. Like about 6 months ago,
okay.
I was like heavy retro runner phase, so I wasn't even buying any Nikes then. So, but I would say in general, and by just weighing how many are in my collection, it would probably be, I mean, accurately, the numbers don't lie, right? So it'd probably be like Nike SB at the top,
Okay.
Jordan, and Air Max about dead even for number two. Mostly
Okay.
Jordan ones and threes at this point. That's my two favorite Jordans.
Okay.
To actually, and then after probably a tie between Asics and Saucony. Probably Asics, then Saucony, then New Balance, and then I have a few Adidas and Vans and like odds and ends after that. I
Okay.
used to have a lot more Adidas, like a lot more, but like my taste just kind of changed over time with
Right.
like runners, a lot of like retro runners. Then I just kind of went more to the Nike, I guess.
Right. Right.
I like that Air
Yeah, because
Max bubble.
that
You know what I'm saying?
Adidas Boost
So
phase was kind of crazy. Did you get caught up in that Adidas Boost phase? Wait.
I was late to the party.
Okay.
I had some Pure Boosts around when it first started coming out, but I'll admit, like, I didn't get on the boost wave like everyone else. I held out too because a lot of times once something gets that hype, I want to do it. So it's just like doing it super heavy and maybe like take a step back. I think that's when SBs
Right.
right when Boost started, SBs were still in the tank. So like that's when I was still like copping SBs and Jordans and stuff like that, and people were like barely paying
Okay.
attention. And now like kind of flip flops. But I think one thing that kind of hits it just a little bit, and I mean, somebody might argue that all of it does, but this in particular to me releases a lot of same, like the colorways don't be that different, or like they'll have one different
Right.
colorway and then five hella similar, and then
Right. Right.
and I don't know if it's like marketing or what, it all kind of plays in because like if you're, let's face it, if you're not aware a certain level of the sneaker, then like you're not always gonna hunt and find it necessarily. So or you just won't really be like looking for it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I know you said you like New Balance. How do you feel about the New Balance 327? I know those have really been hyped right now, the 327s. How do you feel about those?
I have seen a couple colorways I think look pretty dope. It's like most shoes, like it's like most beers even. Like I like most beers that I see, but or like that I taste. So it's like I like most shoes. I like a lot like sneakers. So overall, the idea of them, I liked colors of them. It's also, isn't there also like an 8 model, like an 857 or something like that, or 870? I think there's an 8 something that's also popping right now, uh, in New
Right.
Balance. Those, in any case, and I know it's a couple collabs that set it off. They're tight.
Yeah, that Casablanca. They
You
had a
know, I haven't felt
Casablanca
moved
collab.
to actually purchase, but seeing what's happening, and I know, I get into a certain wave, then I will wind up copping like a lot of them. So like it's just
Okay.
like a factor of like sort of like when that whenever I turn that corner and decide to start looking back at New Balance. I haven't been too onto the I've been kind of like doing a lot of Nike
Right.
recently, so like I think although I do have some Asics I am finna cop though, so I do deck that I am looking to turn that corner pretty soon to go back to the off retro runner rabbit hole.
Right. Something real quick about the 327s before I ask you your next question. Those have been selling out, man. Like they have been selling out. Like they just dropped the split version, the orange and blue. Those sold out like that. The
Love
Casablanca
that color
collaboration
combo.
they had sold out like that. But they got a few more colorways coming out now. But they've been, man, like they've been selling out. I think the bots have just been eating those up, man. Like it's been hard to catch them. And then you just had to get them on the resale side. They've been really hard to get. And I don't know you're talking about Asics. How do you have you seen those Asics, the Tokyo Asics, that little pack they got with the black and white color blocking on them? Have you seen those? I'm losing you again, Tony.
Yeah, those have like a see-through elements, right? Like a
Yeah,
clear
yeah,
part of the upper.
yeah, yeah.
Uh huh. Uh
I'm losing you, Tony.
uh hmm. How about now?
Okay, yeah, you're back.
Um, by the way, I do have to jump off in a bit. But
Yeah, me
the
too.
uh yeah, the see-through joints they're pretty good. I considered it. Let me see. I'm trying to like figure out Tokyo pack or the Tokyo shoe. I've seen one shoe. It's got like clear elements, some see-through parts, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
Right.
yeah, that looks pretty good. I really like the gel light threes with I forget what the name of the pack is, but light blue pair. I'm gonna try and get so yeah, I was trying to get
Okay. And just a few more questions. I know you got to go. Out of 2019, yeah, from 20, what was your favorite sneaker out from 2019?
I think it would be the corduroy lows or the dusty peach you want to call it because they um what had happened was that was the sneaker where me personally like I was that like whoa like I mean people say and back before that they're probably right but for me that's when I
Right.
realized fully because I just struck out on the dog walkers or whatever and then was looking for these for consolation prize and they were actually kind of tough to find at the time so I was
Okay.
like damn like I need attention again.
And in 2020, is there a sneaker that you're looking forward to this year? What sneaker are you really looking forward to this year, or has it already dropped? The sneaker that you're looking forward to?
The return of the Air Max 95 Neon in fall.
Okay.
I'm looking for
Yeah.
another pair. I got the
Okay.
2010s, and I know it's not going to last forever, so I'm going to need.
Okay. And then go ahead, to wrap up. What's your five top sneakers of all time? Your favorite five? Like, if we dropped you off on an island somewhere and you could only take five pair of sneakers to that island, what five sneakers would they be?
It would probably be the SB Dunk Low Loadin, which has become like my heater beater forever.
Okay.
And then probably the SB Dunk Low Tiff for all of the I have like a crazy pickup story that goes with that. That's like really nostalgia. And then I have I guess probably if I was gonna pick a Jordan one colorway, it'd probably be black toe one. Black toe one's making on the list. I
Okay.
almost want to say I think I might. I think the black toe would be more practical on an island for some
Okay.
reason. Sneakerhead logic. And then probably infrared Air Max 90s, and the white, like the OG white and red Air Max ones.
Okay. And then another question, because with the following that you've been able to amass, has a sneaker brand reached out to you yet in regards to either doing a collaboration or working on certain projects? Have you been approached yet? You know, with
No,
that following that you've been able to gather.
I've gotten brands really, but just like other affiliated brands like cleaners and stuff like that. But I usually don't do those. But I have gotten two from brands, and one was a pair of Puma Cell Enduras. So I got a Puma. I got some Pumas that to do a review, and then I got well, I mean they gave them to me, but knowing I would probably do a review, and then Saucony, a pair of Azuras, which
Okay.
is sick. And
Oh,
that's, I
that's
mean,
dope. Okay.
I've always been on Team Saucony. So like when they sent me that, they sent me like a jacket and like like a
Oh, that's
fit
dope.
with it
Okay.
and all
Okay.
this. A bunch of Saucony gear and like it came with like a little small poster and just a bunch of it was like a goodie bag, so it was pretty sick
Okay, that's
to
dope.
get that from like I felt like even though at the time like uh you know I still in terms of where the channel was, I knew it wasn't along that far at the time. I still kind of felt like I made it in a way just then because I was like
Right, right, right.
Sauconys with the fit and everything. I thought I was doing it big, but
Right.
as far as get free stuff from Champs, free stuff from Nike, like I'm not that's like a goal for sure. It's definite like
Okay.
channel goals for sure. That'd be
Okay.
tight.
Okay. So what's the end game for you as far as with the sneaker stuff? Do you wanna is it more just being able to collect and just share your collection, or do you look at this ending up into more of a profitable business, maybe working with brands, consulting with brands, and utilizing your platform to help brands? Like what's your end goal, or is there an end goal?
A little from column A and a little from column B there. Like I started it as kind of like an archive of like the different sneakers I had because it's like a mall like we were saying earlier, and over time, so I wanted to just have it on video and have it out there, and then it kind of grew when I as like a person when you try to do like multiple different things, like I'm trying to do music, I'm trying to have a job, I'm trying to do this and that, and then